If you are planning to get married to an Efik woman, or you are an Efik bride to be, or you just want to learn, then you are in the right place because I'm going to walk you through what an ideal marriage list in Efik culture should look like. So stay with me. Most people already know that our marriage is not expensive. We don't sell our daughters. If you see I'm gaying. So what I'm going to share with you today is a standard Efik marriage list. It might either increase or decrease. It depends on the family, but it's not so far from what I'm going to give to you today. So let's begin. The first thing on the list, or the first item on the list, is called mnu. That is drinks for knocking. And what you're going to be required to give is imum. This means 5 assorted drinks. Now, let me explain how these assorted drinks work. For instance, you can give 1 bottle of Heineken, 1 bottle of Star, 1 bottle of, let me say, Golda. Then, if you're going to add malt or Coke, that is soft drinks to it, then you have to give 2 soft drinks to make up one. 2 soft drinks make up a mumbo. So if you're adding malt to the Heineken Star and Golda, that means you have to give 2 bottles of malt, and that makes one. If you're going to give Coke, for instance, you have to make it 2 bottles of Coke to make up one. So that will make it one Heineken, one Star, one Golda, 2 bottles of Coke, and 2 bottles of malt to make up 5 assorted drinks. And likewise, if you're giving canned drinks all through, if you're giving canned beer, canned soft drinks, as long as it is canned, 2 cans make up one. So the choice is yours. If you're giving in bottles, know that the beers will count as one and the soft drinks will count as two. If you're giving canned drinks, then all canned drinks must be doubled to make up one assorted drink. And this set of drinks go with a bottle of hot drink. Following? The next item on the list is mnakam, that is drinks for prayers. Here you're going to be required to give imom, that is 8 assorted drinks. With the explanation I gave earlier, I'm sure you know how to calculate assorted drinks, and this set also goes with a bottle of hot drink. The next item on the list is mnukobiko, that is drinks for expression of interest. So after you don't knock door, we don't pray. This one now go open our ears, make we hear wetin you want talk. You understand? So you'll be required to give imumbo dubeba, that is 12 assorted drinks, and this also goes with a bottle of hot drink. The next item on the list is mnekom, that is drinks to appreciate the bride's family along with cash. And this is where the variation comes in, depending on whether the bride is the first daughter or the second daughter, etc. Now, if the bride is Adiawokoriba, that is, she's the first daughter to her father, she's also the first daughter to her mother, that means you may be required to give Imomukbo, that is 36 assorted drinks. If she is Adiawokotie, that is, she's the first daughter to either her mother or her father, not both ways, then you will be required to give Imumukbo, that is 24 assorted drinks. And if the bride is Oduwan, that is, she's not the first daughter, you may be required to give Imomukbo, that is 16 assorted drinks. And all these sets, each of these sets go with a bottle of hot drink, depending on what the family requires. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. You're following, right? The next item on the list is Mkpó, that is drinks and cash to appreciate the bride's father. The cash is at the discretion of the family. This also has some variation. If the bride is Adiawokoriba, I already explained what Adiawokoriba is, so you can rewind if you want to know, if you want to understand what I'm saying. If the bride is Adiawokoriba, then you may be required to give 36 assorted drinks. If the bride is Adiawokotie, you may be required to give 24 assorted drinks. And then if the bride is not the first daughter, she is Oduwan, you may be required to give 16 assorted drinks along with cash, and this goes with a bottle of hot drink. The next item on the list is Mkpó or Ufobisuika. This one is drinks and cash to appreciate the mother of the bride. So the cash is at the discretion of the family. So you may be required to give 16 assorted drinks with cash at the discretion of the family. The next set of items I'm going to explain are Mndo, Okundo, and Ekebendo. Mndo, drinks for the marriage. Okundo, the bride price, which is the cocoa. and then a kebendo, a trunk box that is very significant in an Efik marriage. For Mundo, you may be required to give 48, that is abaye ita, 48 assorted drinks or 24 assorted drinks, along with two special drinks for the bride's blessing and consent. I remember during my traditional marriage, I was asked to pick one special drink, take it to my father and tell him that I've accepted this man to be my husband, and then obtain his blessings. Then take another drink to my mother and also inform her that I'm accepting this man as my husband. And she also prayed and blessed me. So this Mindo comes with two special drinks for the bride's blessing and consent. Now to Okundo, that is the bride price. Originally, our bride price is £12 or its equivalent in naira. But this really depends on the family. But just know that our original bride price is £12 or its equivalent in naira. And now to a kebendo, this is usually a trunk box that must compulsorily contain a Bible and wedding rings, wedding bands. Then you also have to make sure that you buy some things for your wife, like clothes, jewelry, shoes, handbags, depending on what you can afford. You just fill the box depending on your pocket, but you must have your Bible and wedding ring. These are very important aspects of the ceremony. The next set of items are two different things depending on the situation. So you can either do this or that depending on the situation. I'm going to do my best to explain it. The first one, which is meant for brides that are presumed to be virgins, the items are called ókpónó ndidi and ókpónó. Now, ókpónó ndidi, originally we used to tie palm fronds like a pendant on our bride's neck and on her hands and legs. And this signifies that she's a virgin, she doesn't have a child, and she's not pregnant, and you're supposed to pay for it. And the money you give is supposed to be all denominations of the naira. That's from 5 naira to 1,000. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, and 1,000. Then you also give a he goat. That is what they call ókpónó. Then for the other set of items, this is for a bride that is either pregnant or already has a child or children for you. We call it eboru songing and ukpanawa. Abod is goat. Osongen means disrespect. So you're giving this goat because you've disrespected the girl's parents or her family by putting her in the family way before marrying her. That's what that goat is meant for, and that is why it is called Iburu Songen. Then the Upanawa is money. So you add money to it. So depends on the situation you found yourself. If your wife is presumed to be a virgin, you give Okmonon Libi and Okbonyonoson. If your bride is not a virgin, you give Eburu Song and Ukpanama. I hope this is simple enough for you to understand. So let's move on. The next set of items is called Mkpó. That is drinks for the youth, the young men. You will be required to give a carton of beer, cigarettes, a box of matches, a keg of palm wine, some dry gin. It depends, and some cash. It depends on the family. And then we also have money band, that is drinks for the women, also at the discretion of the family. These ones are not too difficult to handle. And now to the final item on the list. This one is called Nswanswan, general drinks, usually, kept on the high table. This one also depends on the family. You may be asked to give 48 assorted drinks, or you can even give more if you have more. You don't even have to depend on the list. It may include some palm wine, some hot drinks, but it is usually scattered on the high table. And when this is done, it means you have completed the marriage rite and you may take your wife home after the event. I do hope this has helped someone out there who has been confused about our requirements for marriage as a people. They too charge much. It's mostly drinks, drinks, drinks. So you just know that you're going to buy a whole lot of drinks. All right, please share this video, like, and if you're seeing this on YouTube, kindly subscribe. And I will see you next week with another interesting topic on culture. Bye.